Hey guys, welcome back to Medical Coding with Bleu. Alright, today's episode is going to be real talk. I have been getting a huge influx of emails from viewers asking me this same question. Is medical coding worth it? Okay, I am making this video so that in case I get this question, I can just send a link to this video. Alright, so here are my thoughts on the subject. Aside from the fact that I film almost 5 days a week, and some days some weeks I film 7 days a week, talking about medical coding. Okay, that's your first indication of how I feel about the subject, right? Not only that, the content of my channel, which is a lot of what happens in the real world of medical coding, my experiences personally, my struggle with getting a job in the beginning, my struggle with learning how to communicate effectively with providers, learning how to deal with coworkers, everything and anything that you could possibly think of when it comes to medical coding, I talk about on this channel. And I do it for the simple fact that a while back when I very first thought of doing this channel, I had thought about it because there was not, whenever I had a question, and I only ask one person really, and truly, if I'm really stuck on something, I only ask one person. And she's a very good friend of mine because I respect her opinion. I know that if anybody can figure it out, she can, okay? Or if anybody would know it, she does. She's very advanced in medical coding. She knows it in and out. And she's just wonderful, and she does this, and she is a mentor to me. So I only ask her. But when she's not available, I have to look for others that would know. And there's really not a lot of access to people who have done such advanced coding like I have, even in my facility. Sometimes I don't. My supervisor is not available to ask a question to, which is fine. She's the supervisor. She's got stuff to do. So it is on me to figure out, I got to figure this stuff out. Well, when I'm looking online, I don't see, at the time, there was a lot of resources to find answers or to talk to other medical coders. So I said, I want to be a source for that. Share the things that I know, share my experiences, share my thoughts on the field and things like that. So when I get this question of, is medical coding worth it? It's like I'm showing you guys all the things that I think of when I think of medical coding. The onus is really on you guys. If you are on the fence, and there's a lot of people that are on the fence right now, for some reason, I'm just getting a lot of emails from people that are on the fence and they don't know if they want to do this or if they want to try because they're scared they're not going to be able to get a job. That same fear can be said for any other field, not just medical coding. Is it hard to get a job when you very first graduate from school? Of course it is, because they want you to have experience before you can apply. But as I've said in my videos, I struggled in the beginning. I mean, I literally went for 2 months knocking on doors, trying to get in and couldn't get in. And I still worked at all these other jobs. I was a bartender. I worked at a halfway house. I worked at a concession stand. So I was working very physically demanding jobs. This was not a fun time for me. But I was motivated and I was hungry because I just wanted to get into medical coding. So I pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, and I had a wonderful support system. I had my mom, and she's the one who had suggested I go back to the school to try to see if they would help me to find a job, and them sending me to the temporary agency, and me just sort of going with the flow. I didn't really want to go to the temporary agency. I thought, like, why would I want a temporary job when I'm really looking for a job? And they said, well, you're needing to get experience. That's the thing. Some programs offer externships, which is really wonderful because it puts some experience on your resume. But not every place does that. And some places are self-paced and There are online programs and things like that. So a lot of medical coders learn on their own, basically through a computer program that is teaching them. So there's not a whole lot of hands-on. So if you are wanting to get into it, if that is what you want to do, I can't tell you yes or no, this is going to be worth it for you. You have to be able to decide that for yourself. Me sharing my experiences, I hope that you would watch them and see for yourself what you think. How much energy are you going to be able to put in to getting rejected? Because you're going to get rejected in the beginning. You're going to get where, people are telling you, we can't hire you because you don't have any experience. I had a viewer who wrote me who said that she had been looking for a job for 7 years. Now she finally got her job, but that's a lot of doors to be knocking on. I don't know her background. I don't know what her circumstances were. I don't know why it was that long. That is an extreme case, yes, but it does happen where sometimes it is hard to get a job right away. I have another viewer, a wonderful young man, who got his credential right out of high school. He waited a couple of months, got another credential. He still had to wait another 3 months before he actually got a job in medical coding. Now he is going to be a trainer. So this guy is so smart, but it took him some time. Think about it. If he roughly got his credential in the early part of summer, and then in December he gets his first job as a medical coder, that's all the time he had to wait, okay, to get a job. And there's times when people say, well, I'm older, I'm in my 40s, I don't know if I can do this. Well, to that I can tell you that I knew a lady that was in her 60s who went to school, got her certification, ran circles around young people, and she's still in it. And on top of that, which I always forget to mention, she survived the ICD-10 changeover. So if she can do it, and I don't know everybody's background. I mean, if you write me and you ask me, I don't know your background. I don't know how committed you are. I don't know how easily you get discouraged, because it's going to take some grit. It's going to take some creativity. It is going to take persistence. You have to be persistent. If you are not a persistent person, if you get discouraged, if you are not patient, it's probably going to be very difficult for you to think that this is worth it. Okay? Because it's going to take all of those things. But the reward is so great, I think. In my own personal opinion. I have been in this business for over 10 years. This business, being a medical coder, has seen me through some of the hardest and best moments in my life. Literally. It has seen me through grief. It has seen me through triumph. It has seen me through joy. It has seen me through sadness. It has seen me through frustration. It has seen me through questioning myself to wonder if I was even in the right field. Before I learned how to work on myself as a person, I wondered if I was doing the right thing. And it saw me through all of that because it gave me so much knowledge. I have so much more knowledge now than I started from when I started over 10 years ago. I know so much more now. And I learned along the way that there are going to be things that I need to work on myself. Okay? It wasn't just about medical coding. It's about, okay, now I got to learn how to deal with these alpha personalities. Now I got to learn how to control myself, my temper, my behavior, my emotions. I got to learn how to control all of that. I got to learn how to read body language. I got to learn if what I'm saying is making a difference for this person, or if I have to adjust how my approach is to either teaching them or trying to help them, anything, I've got to learn what is best for this person, because each person is different. Okay, just like every medical coder is different. Do I wish that I could like do my own school and teach people? Sure, because I think that that would be a lot easier for some, because then there's not this whole guessing game of, am I, what should I do, or getting overwhelmed or anything like that. It's about making a plan and going with it. If this is what you want to do, if you want to be a medical coder, then what is stopping you from doing it? Okay? Because I can't come on here and sell this. There are other channels that do that. There are other channels that will sell you medical coding all day long. But then when you get out into the real world, it is something completely different from what you were told. So for me, this is why I try to tell you guys about the good times. And yesterday I was tearful because I was talking about a provider that I had worked with that I have to let go of and turn over to another coder. And I don't know what's going to happen to this provider now. You know what I'm saying? Because she's going to be in the hands of another coder. It's not going to be me. You know what I'm saying? So I tell you guys about those things. I tell you guys about the triumphs that I have. I try to tell you guys about about the things that I had been through. Supervisors who were cruel and who micromanaged, and dealing with that and trying to come out of that time as well. Because I did have a micromanaging boss before my current boss now, and it was very difficult. I can't be micromanaged. And I have to be able to have my needs met, which is I need to have that flexible creativity. And I am extremely responsible with it. There's not a lot of people that are responsible with it. They'll take advantage. And I am not one to do that. I work. I have people coming in and out of my office all day long. Even when I wasn't in an office by myself and I was in a room with 20 women, which that is another video that I will do, okay? Somebody did ask me about that, and I am totally going to do a video about how to deal with coworkers, particularly women, when you're in a room full of them, and how to handle it, because the majority of us medical coders are women. Men are very few and far in between. The population of men who do medical coding is very small. I always encourage men, if they are interested in becoming a medical coder, to do it because there's not a lot of men in medical coding. And I think to add some men to the mix would balance things out. And that's just my opinion on that one. But again, I can't sell you guys medical coding. If you ask me, you're asking the most biased person about medical coding. Hey, is medical coding worth it? You're asking a very biased person, because I love it. I love what I do. I spend so much time doing it. And then I come on here and I talk about it with you guys. You know what I'm saying? So what does that say about me? And that's my thought process on it. So, and then again, it's like when people ask me, what association do I recommend? Of course, I'm with AHIMA, but I always tell you guys, what do I always say? Look at both websites. I never just say, only look at AHIMA and that's it. I have never said that. Okay? I have always encouraged you guys to look at all of your options. I always give both association websites whenever I do put the addresses down in the description box below. I say, check them both out, because you should be able to decide for yourself. This is why I tell you guys, you should decide on your own what it is that you want to do. Okay? Because there's nobody that can tell you what to do but you. And if you're worried that, you can't get a job, that's, what are you doing? You're either going to deny yourself of something that you actually want to do, or you're just If you're too scared, then what's going to happen? What are you going to do in the meantime? Are you going to continue on in a job that maybe you dislike and you want to get into medical coding? Well, then you're letting the fear of, oh, I can't find a job. What if I can't find a job right away? Then that's why you keep working. You do like I did. I continued to work. I continued to work, and maybe that's the push that you need to keep you hungry and keep you wanting to keep looking for a job, motivated. That's the word I was looking for. It'll keep you motivated to continue to look for work, but if you want something easy handed to you, this is not it. This is not it. So if you want something that you're going to get in and it's so easy to get in and it's so easy, no, you have to push in order to advance and get in. If you don't want to do that, I'm just being honest with you, not everybody's experience is the same. There are some people who are very fortunate to be able to get into a school, and the school helps them to get a job. Now, if you got that, you got it made. But those schools, at least in my area, there wasn't a lot of them. And if you have finished your schooling and you are about to go out and into the real world, and you are and you're seeing all these job listings, but they're saying, you must have 2 years of experience or a year of experience. Well, don't let that stop you from still applying. Because if you let that stop you from still applying, you're never going to apply anywhere, because all the job listings say that. So, again, it really is on you. If you want to do it, if you want to change your life, make that decision. Make it. Either do it or do something else. Okay? But there's never really going to be an easy ride anywhere. Even if there's people who have gone to college and still can't find a job, and they have like good degrees, like in accounting or whatever, and they can't get a job. So, I mean, the risk is always going to be there of whether or not you're going to be able to find a job or not. It's just going to depend on you and how much you are going to push to get in, how much you are going to apply yourself, and keep persevering on and until you get your goal. That's my thoughts on that one. So, if you're asking my opinion about medical coding, is it worth it? You're asking the most biased person. I love it. I wouldn't change it in my life for nothing. That is just me. But I have a whole channel devoted to it, so what does that say? I share my life with you guys, talking about it. So, anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. But I have a few videos that are gonna be coming out this weekend, because I have quite a few ideas that I've been jotting down. So if you have any questions, please be very specific with your questions. I like specific questions because it helps me to know exactly what is it that you're looking for, so that I can answer you appropriately. If you're giving me general questions about medical coding, those can be answered with a simple Google search. Okay? Don't ask me about how much medical coders make, because you can find that on departmentoflabor.gov. Okay? Because a lot of different places start their medical coders off at different rates. This is why I never talk about money. Because of that simple reason. If you can even look in YouTube, and there are people who have done videos about how much medical coders make, but I am not one of them. Okay? So, like I said, ask very specific questions. If you actually have a question about medical coding, even better. But if you're a student, hey, ask all the questions, but be very specific, because like I said, this way I will know how to help you. Okay. So I will go ahead and close this out. But if you are a medical coder, a medical coding student, somebody curious about the fascinating world of medical coding, a provider or a nurse, I invite you to like and subscribe and follow me on my journey in medical coding. All right. I will see y'all on the next video. Bye.